Now, a group of top farmers have joined forces with, I love this trust, the Poplar and Willow Research Trust, to help promote the value of poplars and willows on New Zealand farms. Poplars and willows have an important role in developing greater resilience in our farming systems. So the trust is using the knowledge and experience of some top farmers who know the true worth of poplars and willows on their land. You'll know former Federated Farmers President Bruce Willis is the trust chair, and their role is essentially about education. And joining us now is one of the trustees, Steph Sloan. Welcome to Sarah's Country, Steph.
Thank you, Sarah.
Now, with your hat on as trustee, you've been involved in the ag sector for some time with PGG Wrightson and now Property Brokers. What has been your involvement, and why are you so passionate about the trust's work?
I guess it really all started back when I was at summer studentships while I was at university and doing a little bit of work with Plant and Food, and one of our scientists there called Ian McIver, which was basically all around willows and poplars and how they actually contribute to the hill country setting. And basically it just stemmed from there. I ended up doing a dissertation on the impact that space planted poplars have on hill country, and basically ended up being a trustee, and here I am 5 years later.
And so about the trust's work, it's that point of contact, isn't it, for farmers who want more advice on poplars and willows. For those watching who don't understand why poplars and willows are of significance to us on farm, could you give us a little bit of background about that?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, Sarah, the trust was formed in 2012, and it was all about improving the quality and the suitability and use of poplars and willows in the hill country setting. And this was mainly through breeding and testing, and then actually releasing those clones out onto farms to do trial sites to make sure that they're suitable and worthy to then go out to regional councils to transfer out to farmers. The trust is we're all about building information and mainly technology transfer. So actually transferring that science into everyday solutions for the farmers out there. And that's where our ambassadors across New Zealand have come into it.
So what is the idea behind having these ambassadors? And you say that from the press release I have, they are top farmers. I mean, how through what they have done will they transfer their experience?
Yeah, so these farmers are basically ambassadors that are able to talk to, whether they're your neighbour, whether they're the farmer in your catchment or the farmer in your region, that their role is basically one for education. So they might be invited to speak at your local field day around choosing the right poplar or willow clone. They might be able to do one-on-one visits and actually help you look at how you might stabilise an area on your property. Or they might actually just be a phone call away to actually offer advice to farmers around what poplars and willows can do.
So let's look at best practice on some of these top farms utilising poplars and willows. Where are some of those outstanding examples where it is effectively best practice?
So we like to, and we've got a term there, it's called the hill country heroes. So we kind of sit between the native plantings that you've got, and then you've got the pine plantations, and right smack bang in the middle is the erosion control trees, which are the willow and poplar. There's a lot of benefits to them, whether it might be for summer feed, or it might be shade and shelter for stock, or actually it might just be their main role, which is all about stabilising that hill country soil, so that you don't actually, everything you've been fertilising for the last however many years doesn't actually end up at the bottom of the hill.
How is the trust getting on in terms of sourcing poplar poles and willow seedlings, and is there a shortage in that area? What work is going on to support those nurseries?
So there are nurseries that are set up all around New Zealand, and a lot of that has to do with the regional councils themselves. So they might have a relationship with a nursery, or they might actually own a nursery themselves. So there's a constant flow of poles that are coming through, and you can get a range, whether you just get 1 metre, 2 metre or 3 metre poles, for example. There's a range that you can actually choose to purchase. with the $1 billion trees project and the carbon topic that's coming out, we are envisioning that there probably might be a shortage as we go through, because simply we haven't got enough poles on the ground to create the future cuttings that are required at the moment.
That's a very valid point that you raise here, Steph. How much, we had James Shaw on not that long ago saying, yes, riparian planting will be relooked at. Native trees will be brought into the offsetting under the ETS. The work that New Zealand Poplar and Willow Research Trust, do you have that confidence that sequestration will be one of those elements, and you've got that double whammy with erosion control and sequestration?
Yeah, definitely. So, like they've got, and you can go on the MPI website in regards to the ETS and look at carbon, and we've got the Poplar tables out, I think, to 38 years or 49 years. So it currently does come under that ETS. There's a couple of things that you do have to have. There's that minimum hectare that's required, and then there's that percentage of canopy closure. But whereabouts you decide to plant on that hillside and how far apart you actually space them means that you can actually qualify for the ETS.
Now, Steph, thank you so much. I've learned a lot there. Sideline, we're talking about school holidays. I do like to have a bit of fun with our guests here on Sarah's Country about sort of certain topics. Whereabouts did you grow up, and what were some of those memories that you had back in the day with your parents on school holidays, or a bit hard done by like me, forced to farm work?
So I grew up on a 350 hectare Shinbee farm in the mighty Wairarapa, and our school holidays were basically, we were free labour for all the odd jobs that we were able to do, but we always managed to head away to Lake Taupo and days on the lake water skiing and biscuiting. Yeah, it's pretty awesome memories. And then on the farm basically, which was always a lot of fun.
Oh, awesome. Thank you so much. Steph Sloan there, the trustee, one of the trustees there from the Poplar and Willow Research Trust. This is Sarah's Country.